We didn't actually get to hear the music. I had my computer muted, but we're just.
We're muted.
What do you? No, we're
No,
not.
you're not.
Oh, we're not. Oh, okay.
No.
Never mind.
I finally have the audio correct for
Okay.
once. My sister just said you need to lower your chair because I look too short. I said, okay.
Now I look really tall.
Now it's like really weird.
I'm actually taller than him.
Yeah, Rachel's 6'10".
Oh boy.
Hi, Rachel Mallis. How you doing?
I'm alright. How are you guys?
I'm good. Jesse, can you check our audio for us from your end? And hello to everyone watching. We have a very special class today. We're having a bracelet party. I love that you named it that, Rachel. Or you call it the bead party.
It's a bead party.
You said it was a bead party bracelet, and then when I was typing, I was like, oh my god, multi-strand bracelet party, here we go.
Everything.
So we're making multi-strand bracelets today. Rachel Mallis has it. Oh god. Can you just change your name for the next hour?
Yeah.
You just call her my sister, and I'm Rachel.
Yeah.
Alrighty, great.
I was born first.
A little bit.
So you own the name.
Yes, clearly.
Rachel Mallis is louder? Yes. Okay. I'm gonna
I've been hearing that my whole life, and I don't appreciate it, Jesse.
Same. It must be a Rachel thing.
Okay, so I'm adjusting our mics. There's Rachel. And then I'm going to turn Rachel and my sister and I up a little bit.
Just call me sister. Just be like, hey, sister.
Hey, sister. Let's bead. All right, so tell us about our design for today, Rachel.
Yes. So today we are going to be making our bead party bracelets. I'm sure everyone has seen the post of it. But when I was creating this bracelet, I was trying to, it was inspired by the May bead box where I had said, Sam, you should do pink for Mother's Day. And then he did pink, and I was like, oh, I don't design in pink. I didn't know that. So this was my trying to like mesh the femininity that is pink with I think a little bit more of my edgy side, the grungy part of grungy sparkle grunge. So what I came up with was this 6-strand bracelet. It's actually kind of 8 strands if you count the 2 like double strands.
Wow.
And so I'm gonna show you how to make a similar one today. I think it's a great stash buster, especially because you can put together so many different things and they all really go together. So I used a lot of, this bracelet ended up being a lot of tourmaline because there was tourmaline in that box. And then there's, of course, my accent strand of black spinel, and then a bunch of pink check and the crystal quartz, which was a fave. I actually think I bought like 2 or 3 additional strands of that when you had the extras. And then some mixed gems I had got from you a long time ago when you used to have like the strands of mixed Indian cut gems.
Yeah.
So,
Wow, there's a lot going on in that bracelet.
There is, but it doesn't seem like that. Sorry, you just got like a weird version of my hand in there. It doesn't seem like there's that much going on when you look at it, I feel like.
Yeah, it's very cohesive. That black strand, really, I love how you have it wrapped in and it's the most contrasting color. It really ties it together.
Thank you. So today I'm going to be showing you kind of like an abridged version of making it. No, don't show how hard I'm struggling to put it on. I've been having trouble with clasps today. I don't ever put bracelets on myself usually.
Well, I'm gonna start getting out supply.
I got it. So here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need stringing wire. It kind of depends on how big your holes are on your beads. That will determine if you need like a medium size of softflex or a fine size. I'm going to be using like a this one is Beadalon brand. It's antique bronze, and that's only because I wanted to accent with my copper crimps, and I did not get any thinner copper softflex, but I really would love to use. I got both of these from Sam, and he also has some black softflex on the website. So those would be gorgeous. Just the plain softflex fine would be gorgeous.
Yeah, I think that's what Rachel and my sister and I are going to use today, is just some fine softflex, because I think it'll fit through. I let my sister grab the bead, so there's a couple Indian cuts here, and that should work okay with the Indian cuts that have the smaller holes. Everything else here is check glass or like machine cut, so those are, you can use any wire basically.
Yeah, I love some of the check. I put 2 strands through, so that works out really well. And then you'll need whatever your base beads you want to use are, whether it's like a color like pink. I'm using kind of beige today because I decided I really wanted to use the garnet color, or the garnet cube beads that Sam's gotten in recently. He has a bunch of really beautiful like itty bitty cubes in the shop right now. So these are garnet, and I'm gonna pair them with some dark red seed beads to kind of bring out the color of the garnet, and also so that I hoard as much of the garnet as possible. If we're being honest, it's because I don't want to use it all. Not that I would use it all, because we're not doing huge wraparound bracelets, but yeah, and then I also just like.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
The audio will be funkier. It's because I'm joining from my phone that the audio is definitely worse. But you go ahead, then I'll have a question.
I was gonna say that if you're doing something kind of more muted, like I am here with the more beigey tones, I'm also gonna add a little bit of this green jade itty bitty. Hint, hint. You should get it back in. And just to add a little bit of extra color into the bracelet. This one has a lot of different tones going on in it, while you can tell overall the color scheme is kind of pink and white, but it's got a lot of extra. So I think it's fun to just, when you have this many strands, you can add little extra things. You can really use whatever shape beads you want in here. Like you see this strand, I've added some what is this? Lemon quartz? No, it's something quartz. I lost the box I had it in. The briolet. As long as they're not too pointy, like I think it'll work. An onion cut briolet would be great for this. But then I've got some one-off. These are from one of the other bead boxes. This is from the brown mix, and I took the odd number. So I had 3 of these, and I had 3 of these, and I just had 1 of these. So I just put them all on one strand. So now I have earring pairs, and I don't feel like I have odd ones out. So and then I've got just like a mishmash of other stuff. I've got this whole little tray.
Let's see the tray.
God, it's beautiful. Such a color palette.
Ooh,
and then I have
extra bead boxes. That is pretty.
So pretty.
What do you have in
all of the check is from bead boxes, actually. So I've got I don't even know, I'm not 100% sure what these are. These are because I had bought, like I said, a bunch of the Indian cut mixed gem strands from you like years ago. So these are just peachy ones that I totally lost the info for. Here are some check leaves I was considering using, but they were a little big for this. This is more of the, I think this is smoky lemon quartz, but don't quote me on that. So here's more of the brios.
Like, almost like a champagne quartz type bead.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It's champagne quartz.
Bingo.
Yeah. And then here's more check from one of the bead boxes. This is, I have no idea what this is. This is check from bead box. This is check from bead box. And then in here, I've got, well, some of my crimps. And then also, this is the last little bit of the mixed quartz strands that I got from you. I think this is 2.5 millimeters, maybe 2 millimeters. And then also, I didn't realize I didn't have another big bead caps. So we're going to try and make our own out of some large hole beads, which I think also would be really useful in case you also don't have like a bead cone. Because you see, I used the really big one on here.
I love how stash buster this is. You could literally use
your bead soup.
And I have seed beads I've had for 15 years, you know.
Anything.
And then I love it. So you're taking the bead soup, but you've grabbed out like one really nice strand of garnet, little itty bitty cubes from the shop.
Yeah.
Rachel has like 2mm garnets, and like we have that in like 20 different stones in the shop. So I love that you were using one like really nice bead to accent everything.
Yeah, like this where I use the spinel, and then of course there's tourmaline all throughout this one, but this spinel is really where you notice like the gemminess on this one.
Well, you could also do what we did and give yourself about 5 to 10 minutes of time to choose all your beads, and it just makes you make choices. You don't have time. You're just like, I need this one and that one and this one.
Let's do a quick.
I probably would have been at that point if Sam hadn't said, "Hey, can you pre-string some of these beforehand?" Because sometimes it takes me a really long time to string things.
Oh, yeah. We'll have Rachel showed the completed project. Yeah. We don't have that obligation. So let's see what my sister grabbed. I just gave my sister my bead boxes.
Yeah, grab whatever I wanted.
We have let's see this is all stuff just for my personal stash. So like most of the stuff isn't necessary from the shop even. Like some of this predates the shop. Those almost look like Swarovskis, and the matte ones look like check glass. That's beautiful. Those look pretty cool strand together.
Yeah.
Rachel grabbed my entire stash of apatite that I have.
Of course. It's like we're the same Rachel.
These are cool. Like the little, I don't know, column beads?
Yeah, they're faceted from last year. So that'll be fun. And then...
Which is the quick version.
I love my sister unintentionally has really nice taste. She grabbed...
Are these fancy?
These are tanzanite that I bought by the inch years back from a bead shop.
Oh my gosh.
They're really nice quality, so we are using those today.
So we haven't like really decided what we're doing. Do we want to make... Oh, can't see those together. Do we want to do these two together as that could be our... Oh, your accent strand? You also have these little... the labs?
We have these pumpkin labs from the shop that we had a broken strand of.
So yeah, we haven't quite decided which of those will be our accent strand.
But maybe I think some combination of these, so we'll set these aside.
I have an idea.
Yes.
You use the labradorite and then you send the other two to me. Because I already have the labradorite.
Amazing. Alrighty, I'll let you take away the design.
I haven't been stringing in so long, so I'm so pumped.
My stringing method, I think, is a little bit different than a lot of people's. So I know a lot of people like to work from the spool. I don't usually do that. I think it's because I end up using a lot of strands in my designs. So we're gonna start with one of our double-stranded ones. And then I'll show you, and then so we're gonna do 2 strands. Maybe we'll do an additional one if we have time. So I'm gonna take, for the doubled strand, I'm going to take probably I'm going to give myself like 19 inches. It's going to be too much, but I like to have a little extra, and I'm going to cut it. If you're kind of conservative when you're crimping things, you can have a little extra to make like earrings with like cute spikes with the softflex or whatever. Is there I feel like I'm hearing like some feedback. Is it me?
Yeah, it's my phone being weird. You keep going for a bit. I can, if you pretend we're not here for about a minute, I have an idea.
Okay.
Still listening.
I'm gonna mute my phone in the meantime, and I'm gonna work on it.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I feel like this is controversial because I don't have anything connected to the end. I'm gonna fold this strand in half. And I'm going to string a crimp bead on it. And then I'm going to bring it down until I've got a loop. And the nice thing about the softflex wire or the beadalon is that it's a nice, strong, many strand wire. So unless I really, really, really want to push this, it's not going to come off when I do this. So I'm able to come in here and separate out my wires because we're going to crimp this. This is the hardest part, is separating the wires. We're going to just crimp it with our regular crimping pliers. So, and the goal is to just give yourself a little loop here. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to try and hide it for the project. And then I'm doing the second step on crimping. And recently, I figured out that the end of my crimp pliers are flat, which I'm sure everybody's are. So I actually use that to squish it down a little bit more. It just feels extra secure to me. Is my video not? Any tips and tricks for stringing? Let's see. Where are we at? Is the visual okay? I don't know how else to change it. Let me see. Camera. No, I've got everything on. I'm gonna keep going. Hopefully it gets better. Try a little more light, maybe. Okay. So I've got my.
Hey Rachel, we're back.
Hey, does my video look okay to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I've gone and I've made a little crimp on the end just to give myself a little loop. You know, my method of doing that. And if all your loops are not the same size, it's okay, because we're not going to see them. Forgot where I was going with that. So because I am putting, depending on how big your beads are, we're going to be like shoving them all up into a bead cap, and depending on, I keep calling them bead caps, bead cone, depending on how big yours is, you may not be able to fit that much of the bead in. So the goal is going to be able to fit the loop you made and the crimp up into the bead cone for all 6 of your strands. So if your beads that you're using are really big, you'll want to start your strands off with maybe some smaller beads, like some seed beads. And that way, when you go to pull them all in, and I'll show you how we're going to pull them all in, that way when you pull them all in, you don't have to worry about them showing. You don't have to worry about breaking anything or whatever, because you've got those seed beads in place. So I'm just going to start stringing.
Hey, Rachel.
Yeah?
My sister just handed me the crimping pliers. She said, I don't know what to do with this, which I love. So why don't I do a really quick demo of a basic crimp?
I did use the basic crimp.
No, I know, but I just want to show like slowly, step by step. Also, in case I might have missed it while I was changing the audio. Just so I can show my sister, and then in case anyone new is watching, they can see just the basic crimp. Or unless you want, actually, you could just show on your next crimp too if you want to.
Yeah, I'll show it again when I get to the end, but that's not going to be helpful if they missed it the first time. So I can do another, I guess, doubled strand. I will say also that if you have the magical crimping pliers, if you are using softflex, like a medium, so any of the like fun colored ones, you can use the magical crimping pliers and not even have to worry about separating the strands. So those are amazing, but this is a little bit fine, so it's not going to work with the magical ones, but it will work at the end of the strand, which I will definitely show you. That way we have both of them. So I started out, this is a long strand, so this is the like 19 inches I did. I'm going to fold it in half and thread my crimp on. And then I'm bringing my crimp all the way down to the end and creating a loop. You can put a piece of thick wire here, or you could put your round nose pliers or whatever, but it'll hold itself unless you're extra aggressive with it. It'll hold itself, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. So you're gonna spread your wires apart. You don't want them crisscrossing. So when you look in that crimp, you want to be able to see that they're not crossing over each other, because this first step on our crimper tool, the back notch right here, actually basically puts a divot in the middle of the crimp and separates the wires basically permanently, so that when you do the second step and you fold it back over, they're on two separate sides and they're not going anywhere. So I've got my wire separated, and I'm holding this in a way that I cannot get my crimper in here. I'm gonna grab this and then separate them again. Just again, you want to make sure that they're fighting with me. Now they're fighting with me.
This is the part that I always find the trickiest, is getting the strands apart. But it really does make a difference.
One of my AirPods just died.
It's not our day, but that's okay. We go forward.
We might be switching to my other headphones in a minute. Oy vey. You guys saw how easy I did that first one. So it goes to show even the teacher has trouble. All right.
This is when you need your third hand.
I know, right? Now I'm like, what am I doing differently that I didn't do before? Unless it's that I'm hyper focusing on the fact that I only have audio in one ear now. All right. There we go. That's what I did. I held it from the bottom. Duh, Rachel. I'm gonna have to not talk to myself in the third person throughout the stream. Okay, so I've got my notch, and you see my wires are separated. So then I'm gonna come in here, and I'm gonna squish on the first one. And then I was saying that it's flat right here on the end, so I've been using that to kind of flatten them more because I feel like it's extra secure. Who knows if it is, but okay, so we've got our doubled strand.
Nice.
And we're just gonna start stringing. Sarah says, reach over and help her. Okay, so now I'm just gonna start stringing my beads on. I am doing 3 seed beads at the bottom just because I want to make sure again that they have to be it's small enough at the end to fit through the cone, or in this case the big beads we're going to try to do. And so what I like to do for this doubled strand is connect them back with a bead with a larger hole. So like my the check basset beads, or you could use extra crimp beads and even though this is too thin of a wire, you can use the magical crimping as decoration on these. They're not going to be perfectly round because this wire is not big enough for them, but it still creates a cute little bead. But there is, if you're using the magical crimps, you want to make sure that you are using them when you're using them as a finishing element. You want to make sure you're using the right side because it's not going to hold otherwise. Let me switch my headphones really quick because this is going to drive me up the wall.
All right. Hello. We'll switch over to the seagull side of things. While Rachel does that.
Well, now we both have our own strand.
How did your first crimp in a while go? I know you used to string.
So yeah, it's just been years, but it looks fine.
Yeah, it looks solid. That'll stay. It'll definitely work.
Yeah.
All right. So, can you hear me?
We didn't say this. My sister and I are attempting to on the fly.
Can't hear you. Why not?
we can hear you.
Oh my goodness, my life. You can hear me. I'm just.
Rachel, you can put those headphones on right there.
Oh, the ones attached to her phone.
Yeah. Anyway, we got to keep going in this class before it burns to the ground.
I don't think she hears you.
No, I know.
Okay.
But we're going to keep going.
Let's start stringing.
My sister and I are working on a piece together. And so we're not even really consulting together what exactly we're doing.
It'll be a surprise what we each make.
I'm starting a strand with some like silver and the black beads we had. Maybe some of this labradorite or iolite because it's dark. And then my sister's going to come up with her own strands, and then we're going to bring it together.
Well, who knows what'll happen. It's a surprise to all of us.
So I definitely, if you want to use these spacers as like to unify our strands, that could help if we're using the same type of spacer. These like little stardusty ones. I'll show these. I found these like little silver stardust spacers that are very cute. Okay. What are you working on your strand? Ooh.
I want to do just some purples. I want to get a lot of purples in this strand. That's what I've got so far.
I feel bad for Rachel. She's trying very hard. I'm going to zoom. Okay, I'm going to see how much I can get up done.
But you're only putting it on one. I don't think you're supposed to do it that way. You're supposed to put it through two. It's only in little spots that she uses the.
Oh, I thought we were making two entire strands.
No.
Okay.
Feed it through both.
I will start over.
Can we use less of the bright silver?
You don't like the bright silver?
I like the darker.
Okay. I like. Okay.
I lost my headphones for 1 second.
We have Rachel. We just don't have a camera for your overhead. Should I just remove it for now?
No, it should be working. Why is it not working? Why is everything not liking me right now?
Do
Oy.
you have any other spacer, like daisy spacers?
Yes, hold please.
I'm just gonna make all the requests. I don't know where anything is.
Do you have this in your bead shop that is around?
Yeah, please find this for me.
I have like.
Put in my phone's ear. I forgot I had earphones plugged into here.
Right. Oh yeah, that was what I was attempting to say earlier. I only have the really big ones.
I think that'll work.
Oh,
the reason that these are plugged into here is because my phone will not allow me to mute it.
Right.
At all.
That's the beauty of StreamYard, folks. Alrighty. So I started on my 2-strand, Rachel, and I was making 2 separate strands, but you were for the most part using both strands together and then separating it only for portions.
Yeah, I like to use the bigger beads to like bring it back together. I just think it's fun to give it that pattern, but you can use them as completely separate strands if you want. Okay. I just think it gives it a little bit more interest when you bring them back together. Ultimately, I have two strands in this bracelet, so you can treat both of them completely different if you want to. There's no really right or wrong way to make this bracelet. It's totally your game.
All right, I'll try to tell myself to calm down then.
I guess we'll need smaller beads to the 2-strand part, right?
Well, I
guess I could use these maybe for that.
Yeah.
Just use these.
Use the lots.
Oh, no one actually can see what me and you are working on.
Well,
just our beads.
Well, if you just have to adjust where. No,
oh, don't move the table.
Just use that as your place to work. And then they can at least see what you're doing.
Here's where I'm at. Should we do some more light, maybe?
Sorry. Anything else I can do?
Sorry, all I can do is make requests. Thank you, Peggy.
I love you dearly, but I'm exhausted today.
Sam, can you add in my overhead?
I love you all. Just would like to say that. There we go.
Okay, perfect.
Would you like to sit down and bead now?
I really just wanted to bead.
Right. Okay.
Yay!
But you also said you wanted like little beads. I feel like I should need to fix that too.
I feel like this would be so much easier if we didn't have to use technology.
Yeah.
It's just our images could just be magically transported.
I could just teleport myself into the back of your eyeballs. So let's see if I can catch up.
The finished 2-strand bracelet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So this is kind of what I've done. And then on this one, I did kind of the same thing. I have two-strand ones, and they ended up being pretty similar on this one. It honestly just kind of depends on what I'm trying to use up.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I'm finally beading.
Yay!
I found some, you know what would work well with this design is rice beads because they're long and narrow.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
so I just found some silver rice beads, but I know we have more rice beads from the bead boxes.
You do? I only remember one rice bead from the bead boxes.
Oh, no.
Did you just spoil the new one that I haven't gotten yet?
I didn't spoil anything.
Well, dang it, Sam. Now I know there's going to be rice.
You can't use that bead.
Oh, here's sea beads. Sea beads look great in this design.
We had like icy blue rice beads in one of the other boxes.
Yes, we sure did.
That's the only one that's ever been used.
Gosh, can't even count on you for no spoilers.
I always give Liz a little bit of spoiler.
I know. I'm still worried that I'm gonna say something because, like, we've already designed. The November box is already designed. So, like, I have two things to keep a secret.
Okay, I found dark sea beads, Rachel. This can be a little bead for this design. It's gonna have to be. Ooh, these are pretty. Okay, mix.
My phone is covering
I found a lovely jar of Miyukis that we're gonna somehow mix into this as a spacer. This is truly grab any beads you can.
This really is.
And make a friggin' bracelet. I love this type of design. It's like you better just start putting things together, and it will work. You just need to trust. Just close your eyes and start.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I really love some of these strands I've made. I think I might take this one and turn it into just its own bracelet too. Like make another strand of it.
Because it just got you to make something that surprised you.
Yeah.
Danielle said, I hear you're adding Miyuki sea beads. Danielle, this is this tube that I literally bought so I could attend one of your Michael's classes months and months ago.
Mm-hmm.
This is you are the reason I own that tube.
Oh, how long? When do I stop?
Oh, I'm sorry. So you stop. I did on the bracelet that I'm wearing on my wrist. I did 7 inches about with them, but for this one I'm testing out 6 inches because I'm playing with the size. This bracelet ended up being, it's a little large, and I'm okay with that, but a lot of people like their bracelets to fit a little bit more tight, I think. So I'm testing the size, and also because I'm using like big beads as bead caps, so it just, or bead cones, so it just kind of depends on like how big your cone is and how long you want to make the bracelet. When I made the strands like 7 inches, and then I had these cones and I used this toggle clasp, this bracelet's a little over 8 inches.
And do you count, like, are you, when you say 6 inches, are you counting
the loops? Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Okay.
And then how much length are we going to lose when we start like winding the various strands together in the
So actually the only strand that is wound is the top one.
Oh, I imagined like they were all going to be woven. Okay, that's helpful.
They look like they are, but they really, I mean, maybe a little bit, and I can show you how we can like twist it, but they're not woven. Okay. For the most part, I think a lot of what's giving it that effect is the like 2-strand ones I have in here.
Got it. Okay, this is some. We'll just design around your wrist.
Yes.
So
6 inches looked good on for my wrist.
Okay, perfect. Oh, so I could just do it at 6 inches,
including the loops.
Well, because we're going to be adding a clasp and stuff.
Yeah.
So don't stress too much about it. You can always add like extender chain too if it ends up you want it longer, whatever.
Yeah. This is the class for folks that love chaos.
I don't feel like it's chaos. I feel like it is very non-stressful.
I did not take enough advantage of the 2-strand thing, and I used it in one part, but that is my special moment of using the 2-strand.
No, that's funny.
So it gets a little hint of it.
Shira said making one with 6 strands of opals would be beautiful. That's like
Oh
a
my
$1,000 bracelet right there.
Decorative.
Yes.
You might as well weave it with pure platinum, like
Just covered in rhodium.
If I know I'm kind of jumping ahead, if that's okay. If I'm
no,
doing
go for
a
it. Yeah, because I'm only doing 2
one-
strands. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So if I want to now start a 1-strand one, since
So
I'm new to, yeah.
Start it the same way. We'll go ahead and I'll show you that as well.
Okay.
And I'll come back to my strand. So there are a couple ways you can do this. Number one, you can put a you can work from your strand if you want.
Mm-hmm.
I like to just crimp it to begin with no beads on it. But you can put one of these little end caps on it and work from your strand if you want to. Or you can cut yourself a piece of wire. I've been giving myself 9 inches. It is too much, again, but I like to not play thread chicken with my beading wire.
Right.
It's not my favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. I think it's just for me, it's easier to work with. I do like the bead clips, but sometimes also I end up knocking everything over with them. So then I'm going to come in with my crimp bead and I'm going to put it on. And then I'm going to go back through with my wire and we're going to just push it up like we did with the last one. And the nice thing about this is you actually have an end to hold on to now. So I've got them separated. Again, you want to make sure they're separated. Come in with your crimping pliers. Do the back part first. Make sure your finger is not keeping you from doing it. Squish it, and then I'm going to come back and squish it again with the front part. Yay. I feel like that's the first time I was like, am I on camera? And I actually was. Like, so
Nailed it, Rachel.
I'm so proud of me. So you squish it back in half, and then I'm going to squish a little extra because that's how I roll.
I'm really learning on the fly here. This is amazing.
Rachel, I'm so proud of you.
And then I'm going to come in, and this is really important that your crimp is, if you're not sure if your crimp is secure or not, tug on it. It's really important that your crimp is secure before you do this next step, which is to cut off the excess. Because if you cut it off and your crimp is not secure, like you just wasted that wire. And
you're starting over.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to get I should just get as close as possible.
Yes.
Okay.
These are again, this is going to be tucked up inside the bead cone. So if it's not perfect, it's fine. Yeah. And then for this strand, I was going to do my accent strand. And for your accent strand, you do want it to be a little bit longer because we're going to be wrapping it around, but it's not necessary to make it like crazy longer. Maybe like 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch, not anything insane. So that would be like 6.5 inches instead of 6 inches. Look at those beauties. I love these little cubes. They're so cute. I'm going to start it off with the seed beads though, so I don't waste my tiny cubes at the part that's going to be tucked.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
Especially if you're using Sam's Precious Tanzanite. Or should I say Rachel's Precious Tanzanite that might appear on my doorstep. Preferably with Sam there. Like, do you want to hang out?
A hand-delivered box of beads.
Yes, that's what I want.
I'm coming back to New York, Rachel.
You are?
I have so many JetBlue miles I need to use up.
Or you can give me your JetBlue miles and I will come visit you.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, just give them to your friends. Let's go that way.
That's a great idea.
Then you don't have to buy any Christmas presents. Or Hanukkah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When I think you just demonstrated this, but I was in my own world finishing. I'm at the end of my 2-strand.
Okay.
And obviously I have 2 full loose ends coming out. Am I supposed to tuck one back in and do my crimp?
Just do one. Yeah. I was actually using my magic crimping pliers for that.
Okay.
Because I think it's a little bit easier at the end. Since there's going to be 3 strands, it's like the perfect amount. The 4th strand is a little bit difficult to get through, especially if you're using the copper crimps, which is harder to fit
the
stuff
copper
in.
crimps I can usually get 2 medium strands in. I think I can still use the standard crimps though with 3 strands. I'll see how that goes. May I have the crimping pliers?
Yeah, the regular.
Yeah, I'm using fine, so 3 strands of fine and a crimp is fine.
Well, for the 2x2 crimps, Sarah Oler has said that. Did I say that right? No, I said it wrong.
Sarah Oler?
I always say it wrong, and that's why I'm scared to say it.
You're in a safe space, Rachel. It's okay.
She said that 3 strands of the medium wire works great for the magical crimping pliers.
Okay, cool.
So 3 strands of the fine is absolutely fine. I have tested it. It works great. It ends up being like probably the thickness of 2.5 maybe strands of regular. Maybe not that thick, but it works great. Trust me. So, yeah.
I want to know who. Wow, Rachel, your strand there is looking gorgeous.
Thank you.
Oh, wait. Who did
I said sister.
No, I heard Rachel.
Oh.
Yeah, you said Rachel.
You're both doing fabulous.
So, in Prudence, the crimp cover, you're not going to be able to fit them through. You may not be able to fit them through your what's it called, the bead cone, which is why I'm not putting covers on them.
Yeah, my sister and I have clearly had in May. I almost like the purples with the dark tones.
I feel like either these 2 work together or these 2 work together.
I like the dark tones.
Okay.
I like the blue in there.
It's definitely a lot with all 3.
Wouldn't you be more likely to wear it if it had these tones? These feel like more your colors.
I think that's just what you want it to be.
It is, but also I know what you wear.
I mean, I do think it's too much with all 3.
Or you guys can share custody of the bracelet.
Okay, I think I just should redo mine and get rid of some of the bright blue.
And then tell me what palette you want me to head direction for the next strand. Like, do you want these beads in your?
I already have these ones.
Great. I'll make a strand somehow with our melons, which are like, I don't remember when I got these melons. They are like a satin matte melon. They are so cool.
Mm.
They're definitely not from the shop.
And yes, Peggy, yes, I was talking about Sarah from Softflex. That's Sarah Ayler. But Sarah Lovecraft is also very wonderful.
We love all the Sarahs.
Yes.
That's the moral.
I have a good friend named Sarah who says, I only trust Sarahs that have an H in their name.
Fighting words.
I know, really. And Sarah Ayler and Sarah Lovecraft neither use H's in their names. And
also not something they choose.
Also, I think the theory is disproven just by those 2 humans.
True.
Alrighty, I am crimping.
Tried to lock the cats out again today, and Marauder was very upset that he could not see me, so he's just been running back and forth on the floor. Like, you see me, Mom? You see me?
Well, this is kind of my second bead class today, because I actually tuned into one of the live wire ones this morning.
Oh, on Sarah's channel?
Yeah.
Well, that's fun.
Actually, you got a few shout outs, so it's just Inception everywhere.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, what about amethyst in your bracelet? We have some of the amethyst micro star cut.
Oh, I've already got all that.
I'm so glad you grabbed this. I just got a restock it, so that'll be in like a live sale next week.
Ooh.
Wait, I have the bundle right here.
I'm using it. I just used it here. One of those. And it looks lovely with whichever. What are these called? Art Deco that I put next to.
Look at this beauty.
But they look blue on camera.
I know.
Yeah, it looks like lapis.
Okay, there you go.
My iPhone camera's better.
Wow.
Wow.
So we'll use some of these.
Shira, are you here?
She is.
I saw her.
Shira has these. Shira has multiple strands of these.
I think I also have those.
Those are a fan favorite for Amethyst in the shop. Debbie says, pass that to me.
Okay, we need to say we're not showing enough on camera. We're too off.
Oh, well, can you scooch over?
Do you want to take a turn in the...
I'll be on camera.
Part of Sam's struggle.
I know.
I'm slowly getting so much better.
I'm sure people actually do want to see us beading and not just...
I did like a live try on earlier in my jewelry group, and I couldn't. I was trying to use StreamYard, and then I forgot about the whole like people had to authorize comments thing, which I didn't want to like introduce that without asking the other girls if they were okay with that. So I ended up just using Facebook, which is a barrel of laughs to use, let me tell you. And so I was using my laptop and I like could not figure out where to hold things. It was just too confusing. Prudence, these small beads I'm using are the garnet cube cuts, and then I have these like they're almost like a blood red just seed bead that I had sitting in my bead box.
Rachel, or sorry, Sister Rachel, what about an entire strand of amethyst?
Can you just make it uneven a little more?
Oh, you want me to mess with the pattern?
Yeah.
I can do that.
Cool.
More seed beads.
Then yes, I love the amethyst. I'm trying to do one right now that's just like only smaller ones and just a little simpler. I don't know.
Pretty.
To me, this is simple. Some people might not call this simple, but
I love the color. This color combo. Future bead box, Rachel.
So pretty.
Purple with blacks and like grays.
This is lovely.
This is gonna be a bead box next year.
Sam, oh, you decided?
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what I think.
Don't you think it's pretty?
Spoiler alert for next year.
Spoiler alert for one of the months.
Every color palette is a spoiler. I literally just anytime I see a color palette, I'm like,
Yes, Lori, I am mixing the seed beads with the cubes. I think it's helping to amp up the color of the garnet, and I also don't want to use all my garnet. So even though I have 16 inches of it or 15 inches of it, I want to use as little of it as possible and still get the effect. So once I'm at the end of my strand, I'm going to go ahead and crimp this. You're going to crimp it like you did at the beginning. If you can get it back through any beads, that actually might be a little bit easier for you to get the tension, but so I'm going to come in here and crimp this. Don't forget that if you're worried about your loop, you can also put like your round nose pliers or a piece of wire in there to keep your loop from going anywhere, but I have not had any issues with my loop disappearing on me.
Okay, Sister Rachel, what do you think? I've been varying the pattern, and I actually think it makes the amethyst prettier with not having as much of it.
Yeah, no, I'm in.
This bracelet is just like, how many different textures and patterns combinations can you come up with?
It really is.
And I love randomized patterns, so this is very satisfying. Yeah. Ooh, Rachel's stolen some of the amethyst.
Yes. You have to share.
No.
It is for one bracelet.
We are chopping this bracelet half when we are done, and we are each taking half home, okay?
We each get 3 inches of a strand.
You can have the clasp, I'll take the rest.
Okay.
We'll cut it right down the middle.
What time is it? Oh, it's so late already. Okay.
So much of. All right, get on camera. Oh, no, you aren't.
Sort of on camera.
The hands aren't.
Here, if I just move closer.
All right.
How's your design going, Rachel?
How is mine going? Mine is going great. So I did my longer strand, and now I'm just going to finish my doubled strand so I can show you how to finish this.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and kind of rush through this part. Didn't realize how late it was.
Oh, I had no idea. This has flown by.
It really has. I feel like stringing beads, like you feel like you haven't been doing it for that long, but you look up and it's been forever.
Prudence is asking about wire guardians. Prudence, generally talking to Sarah Ayler and lots of other folks who do stringing, they don't use. they don't use wire guardians, but I know like Lynn Belmont doesn't use wire guardians.
Does or doesn't?
Does not, but she does. She only uses softflex wire, and the softflex is really strong, 49 strand, covered and coated, and like it ain't going anywhere.
And I think it also kind of depends on what you are stringing it through, because like I feel like some toggle clasps can be a little bit abrasive on their loops, but if you're just stringing through like a jump ring, it's probably fine. I'm going to show you what we're doing with this, and we're just going to be stringing it through a piece of copper wire, which is not super scratchy. There's no chance of it really breaking this. And also because this bracelet has so many strands, there's not really going to be, like, the stress is going to be spread out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is ending up as like a really chunky one.
You told me my goal was 6 inches on these strands, Rachel.
Well, I'm making it now. Just match your first one. So,
yeah, that's another good tip. Yeah, the only one you really want to be longer is the like accent one.
Okay.
I think
so. Whatever that's going to be, and then once you're done with your strands, we're going to be using. You could use 24 gauge. You could use 22 gauge. Whatever you have. I don't know if I would use 20 gauge because we are going to be doing some wrapping around it, like just like a regular wrapped loop, which is a little bit more difficult with 20 gauge.
Getting distracted, not roll off camera.
Can I borrow those crimps when you're done?
You
Y'all, if you want a crimping project to go faster, just
have a partner.
Double yourself. 4 hands, 4-hand, 6-strand.
That's how you, yeah. Okay, well, we have 2 finished, 2 fully crimped.
I'm hand crimping this one.
Okay, I'll crimp this one. Let's see, is it the right length?
You're gonna be a master crimper by the end of this hour.
Oh, it's really good.
It's just gonna take all of the softflex out of your inventory, and you're not gonna know. You should inventory that before she leaves.
I know. I'm taking some to go.
You should take. I'm really most excited about that like cream color, and also the black was really pretty. I used all my black.
Yeah, all the new softflex colors.
I think you had like this ruby color that was really pretty.
Ruby. Oh, like the garnet.
Yeah.
I like that you call it ruby. That's very you.
They're like basically the same color.
True.
Okay, I'm doing my first with more than, I guess, the 2-strand one. So you were saying only 1 strand needs to go back through?
Yes. I'll show you in a minute if you want to start stringing another one.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I'm learning here.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Do not do it for me.
Okay.
Let me see. We have some
questions.
Let's see. We have some comments / questions. Let's see. Diana says the main time to use wire guardians is when seed beading and using beading thread, which I definitely have used wire guardians for that. Or when I use bead thread or like silk, I use buttons, and then I don't have to worry about it as much about it. Lori, I got this bowl from a local beading shop.
Wait, they have a question about the bowl. I love that.
18 years ago. I'm pretty sure Beadalon makes it.
Beadalon or Beadsmith, I think.
Or Beadsmith. I wanted to get Sam to stock it, but honestly, it's so heavy, it's not worth him stocking it. It's ceramic or porcelain. But it's amazing. I love it. And I've definitely dropped it on the floor so many times, and it is, by the grace of God, still intact. Let's see. And Prudence, I am actually using Beadalon cord right now, but I usually use softflex. I just happen to have this one, and it was a color I liked. And it's thin because my beads are Indian cut, so I really needed to use a finer one. Otherwise, I definitely would have used one of my new softflex.
Yeah. We carry a bunch of softflex on the site. Certain styles we're out of after we had a big live sale.
The fine would be a really good one for this. Yeah.
Yeah. The fine is the one I always try to have in stock. I think we sold out on that live potentially.
Let's see. Donna, did I string through a bead to cross my strands? Yes. I've got them crisscrossed with a bead through them. I think it just gives it a little bit more interest. Yes, let's see. What words would I use to search for this bowl? I would maybe call it a flower, personally. You could look, a lot of websites have things sorted. Maybe look in the bead tray sections. And Diana says that the dollar store may have something similar. So that's definitely somewhere you could look. I do not recall that, but I bet you if you got like maybe a snack dish, maybe. This is pretty small though. This is only like 6 inches wide. But I love this little thing. It's cute. And then I also have I'm gonna give them a plug to Acclaim Crafts on Etsy. You can get like bead boards that have little divots in the side for your beads too. I use everything because I have too many projects going on, so I have little beads in everywhere. How many cups are there? There are 8 cups. 8 little cubbies in there. But I really think was it Beadalon or Beadsmith? I don't remember though. I wonder if it says on the bottom.
I think I might have us, if I can break the rules, make ours a 5-strand. I think I might use bigger beads, and I feel like if I do one more, I won't wear it. It'll be too many.
I found beads for Rachel.
What is it? For me or for her?
For me, an accent.
No, that looks like it's going home with me too.
Ours is not as dramatic of an accent, but I wanted something lighter, and I think you delivered.
I think that's perfect. What is that?
Oh my gosh, I'm stuck.
I'm stuck.
Oh my
What is it? Is it amethyst or is it?
Yeah, so I grabbed the very last strand of tiny amethyst cubes for my sister.
Oh,
that's how special you are.
I think that's perfect.
We have we still have other tiny cubes on the site, but
those are cute. Whoa.
Yeah, they're itty bitty cubes. That's new in the shop.
Wow.
They are super cute. That's what I'm using.
Too late now.
Get on the wait list.
Okay. So you want me to open this up?
Yeah. Which side is? I like the lighter one.
Well, it's a mix of colors.
Okay, we'll just do it all.
So you don't have to use the lighter. You like the lighter one?
I prefer the lighter.
Okay. Is anyone
making jewelry on a Friday?
Is anyone else almost done with their bracelet?
I'm like almost done with this strand, and then we can start constructing.
Oh yeah.
Oh right, we haven't put it together yet.
Yeah, if you don't have your bead cap, when will I learn the word? Bead cones. Go ahead and grab those. Or some I think really large hole beads will work for this. We're going to test it. But my beads that I have grabbed have absurdly large holes. So I very, very lightly considered just making a bead cone, but
yeah, I want to make a bead cone. My sister's working on the last strand, so I'm gonna experiment making a bead cone on some bail making pliers and see what happens. I think, Rachel, if I just like coil some on the pliers, I can kind of end up with a bead cone.
Yeah, but it might come apart.
Hey, I'm using with an 18 gauge wire. Can I see the shape of your bead cone? Like, where is there a loop? Do I need to make a loop, or does it?
So this one I have has a hole through it. So this is the other one I was considering using, but I didn't like it as much, and I decided that I will forgo it and we'll try to use really big hole beads.
Wait, that gave me an idea. If I wrap this wire around like some round nose pliers, it would open up like a cone.
That was definitely something I kind of considered too, although I didn't consider using a large gauge wire, which may be the answer.
This is the moment
I would use I don't know. I guess you could try round nose pliers. I'm almost thinking that if I try to do it, I'm going to use I have a bezel mandrel that I will try to use, but that's not really something everybody has.
So it looks like my sister is...
This is the strand that definitely will take the longest.
Here, why don't I swap with you? I'm going to try to make this wire.
Okay.
Wait, this is... You get it, not share.
Well, okay. You already did it, so... Okay.
Oh, I can't click on the link, but I'll show you. Anna Marie, this is the... Oh, no. This is the bead board I have from Acclaim Crafts. Ooh, there's some pumpkin beads. I have a couple of them, actually, but this is it. And usually there's a piece of beading mat in there, but I took it out because I was using it for something else. And please don't spill all of the beads, Rachel. Please do not.
I'm trying to attempt to get this to increase in size. This is very much an experiment.
Well, it's because you're working towards the end, so I think you don't need to use the pliers. I think you need to just wrap him.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, use the pliers as if it were just a mandrel, and they weren't pliers, so don't...
Roll the wire around the...
Well, my goal is I'm trying to bring it up because I want the graduation.
Yes.
So I'm keeping the pliers in here.
Okay.
But it's because these round nose pliers aren't actually graduated that much, like the cone is very slight. So I'm going to try now jumping up to my bail making pliers. Oh, but there's no way.
Those are humongous.
There's no way to just jump up. This is a very fun challenge.
Also, I think this is going to get a little too long for a bracelet.
Well, also, now this is just a really fun component for an earring, and I actually kind of love this. This is actually really pretty.
They said that you can get a cone-tastic, which I've not heard of, but from Beadalon that can help you make cones, and I'm very curious about that, so I'm going to have to remember to look that up.
Ooh, wait, let me check my Beadalon box.
That is great branding.
Fantastic.
I think that I need to get Beadalon to sponsor me. I will sell all of your stuff for you.
Wait, I want a cone-tastic. That sounds fun.
You didn't add that to your box of goodies?
No.
I feel like that's kind of a random thing to put in a box.
Who knew it would be the item?
There's also
You were just running in circles.
His voice just goes in and out.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here stringing the tiniest strand of beads ever.
That's my life. I love tiny beads. We have a bunch of projects with from mostly from last year where we did use all the tiny beads. They're my favorites. I have so many.
Okay, I'm gonna do a second experiment. I have not given up yet.
Yes, just remember how my wrist is not that big.
Yeah, you're gonna end up with a necklace.
Also
just a really long extender wire.
We're gonna need to do the bead cone and the
binding,
the clasp. So there's a lot we gotta still fit, and
Well, I could just use a shorter version of this. I just
it just needs to be
just a shorter version of the coil.
Yeah,
I'll just cut it down
because it's only gonna cover. Wait, no. I guess I don't know how this works. If the little loops are supposed to stick out, or they're all hidden.
Well, the idea is the cone is going to help cover the loops.
This is too long. Can you guys hear that?
What is it?
All the dogs outside.
I was like, I thought I heard dogs.
They're having like a war or something.
All right, here's how far I am. Let's see. You said to make this one a half-inch longer? Or was it
you can kind of experiment with how much longer you want to make it. We're just going to wrap around with it. So just having it a little bit longer is going to help you out.
Yeah, because I don't want to strangle the other beads.
Okay, here's my theory. Since my sister said it had to be shorter, I hocus pocus. Use the thicker end of the cone. I cut off the most narrow end, And this could possibly be able to fit.
Now you want to remake that in silver?
Silver? What? Oh, jeez. I'm gonna go look for some other cones. Maybe I have some.
I'm the one wearing this. I gotta be picky.
Oh, Lori said you could use baking piping tips. That didn't even occur to me. I have tons of those.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. Anna Marie, I've never done kimono. I don't remember how to say that. I want to say kimono, but I don't know if that's right. I've looked at. I'm thinking about taking one of Danielle's seed beading classes, because I think that the like beaded necklace. I don't know how to the like cord. I think that's so cool. It looks so cool. But if it's gonna take me hours, I don't want to do it.
Hey, you spent hours on your Mallis. I bet you'd get fast at it.
Yeah, maybe. So so I'm at the end of my 2-strand one, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna thread this strand back through. Just one of them, except for there we go. Come on, buddy. So we've got like 3 in here. And I don't usually use my regular crimping pliers when I do this. I think that is difficult. But we could try it. So I would usually use my magical crimping pliers for this. They really are like a game changer. But we'll try it. So you just want to make sure that your wires are not crossed in here. Except my finger's in the way. I'm just gonna lightly. Nope, that didn't work. Let's see. Yeah, okay, cool. That kind of worked. We're gonna go roll with it. I think it will be okay. But again, I'm gonna tug and just make sure that it's gonna be okay. Yeah, okay, it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna come in here and cut my excess. And then we're gonna move over to our 26 gauge, or not 26, 24 gauge or 22 wire. Oh, I like this. Okay, I'm excited. I'm gonna move some of this stuff over, sort through it later, and I'm gonna grab my wire. You don't need a whole lot. I would give myself, what is this piece, like 4 inches? That's probably fine. Ooh, I made the light so much worse. Here we go. Cool. Me. Chemo. I'm going to practice that word later. I'm not going to try it again. Okay, let me grab my round nose pliers. And we are going to start with a loop that we're going to make, just a regular wrapped loop. And we're going to need 2 of these, by the way, so I'm going to show you the next one slower. This is for, so I'm making a loop. And then I have so many pliers on my desk right now. I'm like, they're all. I like to squeeze my wires so they're a little bit more compact. And then I'm going to put, I'm going to take this bracelet off so you can look at it. I am going to put my, my bead on, my accent bead. And I'm trying to decide what we're going to use. I think I'm going to do this one because I'm going to attempt to How am I going to do this?
What are you doing, Rachel?
No, I'm thinking about, so scratch what I just said. I'm cutting this off. I'll show you the wrap loop again. Because I'm making these out of big hole beads, it's not going to be in the exact way that I made it initially. So what we're going to do is we're going to make that loop again, bend this at a 90-degree angle, come up over, make our loop. And before closing the loop, I'm going to thread on all of my strands. So in any particular order you want. The first of this is not the first loop. The first side we do, I'm not sure how to start this sentence. The first side we do is not going to do anything about how the strands lay, because you just have them all through one loop. So it doesn't matter what order you put them on in for this first one. I'm going to come in here and grab this, and I'm going to do my wraps. Now, because I'm using large hole beads, at this point, if you were using a bead cap, pretend like I'm using one, you would slide it on a bead cone. Actually, this would work, this bead cone. I don't know if I like it. Do we like it?
Whoa. When you first grabbed it, I did think it was an icing tip, but it actually has grown on me. It's quite, I actually think it's the silver is actually kind of nice with the palette.
So I think I'm still going to try to use the large beads though, and I might fix it later. Because you can't feel these bead cones here, but I feel like they feel cheap. So if you were doing that, you would string it on here, you would put your bead on, and then you would finish with another wrapped loop.
Nice. And
that's how I did these ends. So, but I'm going to do my large hole beads. Okay. So I'm going to start with my big one. These are, I don't even know if this is going to work. We'll see. These are ancient glass beads.
Yeah, you could use the large hole beads from the September box. They're really similar to those. You know what I'm talking about, Rachel? There's like the donut rings from the September box, or like light.
Oh yeah, color. Well I wanted to use these because I have them kind of tapered.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I love that, but we're gonna finish it this way, and then I might change it later.
Oh, I'm in love.
It's actually really unique.
You like it? Okay.
I'm in love.
Cool. All right, so we've got it like this, and all of my crimps are covered up. So we're gonna come in here, and as tight as you possibly can, you're going to make your bend, make your loop, and then do your wraps. And if your beads come a little bit loose, it's fine. As you do your wraps, they will tighten back up. So let's see. Let's see if I can get one more.
Here, Rachel, we're going to show you the current dilemma we have, because I'm determined to come up with a creative solution. So, Rachel, if you want to show the bracelet.
Well, it turns out I was wrong, that you do need a fairly long, this is just an amethyst purple dream, so that's...
Oh, gorgeous.
Wow, that actually came out really nicely.
That is really beautiful.
But first I tried these little ones.
So I grabbed some just bead caps for Rachel.
And that makes me sad.
Okay, Sam, what about the beads that you just suggested to me?
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, yeah. My other idea is I'm literally just making not a graduate coil. If we just have a coil.
Yeah, you could do that and then put the bead cap on it too.
Yeah, the coil could then cover that. Do you approve of this?
Or put a bead in the middle of it. You just want to make sure the coil's secure. I'm going to do my other end now, though. So I'm going to start it the same.
Oh, we're still on camera. We're still the big screen.
Make me the big screen, please.
Okay.
Thank you. I need to be the center of attention. Okay, so I'm gonna make another loop. I actually do really like the glass, I think. I'm gonna make another loop and thread these on. And this is where you would kind of, so how I got them to look kind of layered is I just threaded them on in a different configuration than how they lay. So when I lay them all flat out, this is how they look. And if I just kind of like moved them around and threaded them in a different order, that's how I did that. And then I'm going to thread on my accent one last so I can kind of wrap it around and not have to worry about things moving on me. So I'm going to come in here and just grab all of these. I made this loop very tiny. Okay. And perfect. And then I'm going to come in and just kind of wrap this guy around as much as I need to or want to. And then thread it on the loop. And then I'm going to come in and finish my loop. Ooh, this is not the hand I usually hold this in. Okay. This loop doesn't have to be perfect because nobody's going to see it. So if it's hard for you to wrap it with all of these other little loops on it, that's okay. Because like I said, nobody's going to see it. Because it's going to be hidden away in your bead cap or huge beads like I'm using. And then we're going to do the exact same thing as the other side.
I love those together. That is so nice.
Thank you. I was hoping it would work.
Yeah.
Oops, I just broke my wire.
Take two.
Take two. I think I'm going to get the Roman glass. This is not Roman glass. I keep wanting to call it that. It's their African trade beads. But I think I'm going to get a different one because I don't love this particular one with the one I had picked out. Let's see.
Sam is saying if he can find the purple donuts so we can copy you.
I love how he suggested them and now he doesn't even know where they are. Hi, buddy.
Oh, I think you found them.
The very last set of donut rigs from the extras.
What, baby?
You are helping to clear bids today, Rachel.
Oh, yeah. Giving home.
Oh, Rachel. Both Rachels. So
give me a moment. Don't show it yet. I have to assess.
Oh, it's cool.
Okay. I'm getting a new piece of wire. Hi, buddy.
Well, that one.
So I'm making my loop again because I broke it the first time. That can happen, and that's okay. That's why you don't tug extra hard with your pliers. But I should just be able to string all of these back on and it will be okay. You guys there? You're muted.
We are now unmuted and we have success finally.
We don't have the graduated rings like you did. That is really cool, but I still think I like.
Ooh, it looks pretty.
And then we just added a daisy at the end.
Yeah, the crimps did not fit in there, but that's okay.
So now I just need to add
just talking about
what?
these crimps. Let me see.
Oh.
I actually don't even mind them.
Yeah.
They're kind of silver accents.
Yeah, you're right.
They look like sparkly beads.
Just make sure that they're not sharp.
No, they're fine.
Is my one tip.
Okay. So now I just need to add a loop, right?
Yeah.
And then wrap it.
So you make a regular loop, and before you close it, you thread all your strands on.
No, she has a strand that we're just gonna make a loop.
Just to finish this side, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure, you do that.
I love wrap loops. It's the one thing I can really do.
And then you'll you'll use a jump ring and add your clasp.
Oh, we still have to do our second side, but yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, eventually you'll use a jump ring and add your clasp.
Yeah. My goal is to have a finished piece. We will.
Before we leave today?
Yes, we are going to fit. I'm walking out with this bracelet on.
I want to, you know what I want is one day I want Jesse to come on these wire working and crimping classes because he does like the
the hemp braiding.
Yeah.
Knotting.
So I think it would be cool to have him like learn some wire work and stuff too. And I still want him to teach a knotting class.
Jeff and I have been talking. Rachel wants you to teach a class. No, Rachel wants you to learn wire work on a class, Jesse.
And teach.
She wants you to do everything.
Yeah, he needs to teach the wire work class while he's learning it.
Side 1 is complete. Rachel, in New York, you are a genius. I love how that could totally bring the strands together. I would have never thought to use the donut rings from the September box in a 5-strand bracelet. That is so fun.
You did think of it, but then you forgot about it as soon as it wasn't my problem.
Whoa.
All right, let's do the other side. All
right,
I didn't grab a clasp out, but here's my bracelet. So
I'll just really fascinating
add a clasp to it, and it'll be.
Will you use the wire piece for me?
I might add an extender chain a little bit too. Let's see how it fits, because the beads I added on top of it made it a little bit stiffer towards the ends than I anticipated. I'll probably add a little bit of an extender chain and make it an adjustable bracelet, and that actually will work perfect for me because a lot of my people who enjoy my jewelry and like to buy it do like extender chains. So
that's smart, more adjustable,
which I like too, because then I don't have to decide what size to make the bracelet.
Yeah, and then anyone can choose it.
Yeah,
most people.
Oh, I did this one. I just leave the loop open for you, aren't I?
Yes. So yeah, don't wrap it yet. Yeah, you guys, this bracelet, just find that bag of bead soup or open up those bead boxes and just start. Just start picking out colors.
I picked things from like 3 different bead boxes. You actually had similar colors. So I kept the bags over here so I could tell you what I used. So these are the faceted rondelles, the Pebble Beach color from the July box,
cute.
The check glass pressed bicone and champagne from the September box, which actually, like, looking at them in the bag and looking at them in my bead tray, they weren't that stunning, but looking at them once I strung them, they are gorgeous.
Yeah, they have a really nice shimmer on them.
They're beautiful. That's like, I'm thinking about making just one of these strands into like a single strand bracelet too. And then also the check glass rondelle in golden opal.
Folks still watching, you are truly amazing.
Yes, thank you for being here. We've been here forever.
You have the patience.
I didn't think it was gonna take this long.
This has really been fun to like. My sister and I have never made a bracelet together.
Yeah, this is like great.
I was telling the story to Sarah Lovecraft on her live the other day of like how I used to design earrings and you would finish them before I knew how to make simple loops when I was like 8 years old.
Yeah, and now we're back making together again.
Ooh, so how did you wrap it?
It's just going over. It's just going over ones. I don't think it had enough to go more.
Wow,
you can also kind of like weave it through some of the strands if you wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Let's see. Prudence is asking, what is the standard size of bracelets I make? I usually try to make them at least 7 inches, 7 to 8 inches. It just kind of depends on like, ask if you have people that you sell jewelry to regularly, ask your buyers like what their wrist size is. Because it does really kind of depend on your audience.
Yeah.
If you
go ahead, Rachel. No, you go ahead, Rachel. Then I say something.
No, it's okay. You go for it.
Rachel, sister Rachel. Hermie just commented, my beadbox arrived yesterday. I loved it. Even my husband liked it.
Amazing.
Anna Marie says, I love my October box.
Yay!
Thank you all for not posting spoilers. You're being so considerate.
Well, also Shira won't approve them.
You guys can make this design using the October box, not this design, but this style bracelet, and then show everyone what you made.
I'm so excited to see what people do. I've done we did a couple, maybe like 1 or 2 Stash Buster projects in before, but I feel like they were never this much of a Stash Buster. Like this one is great. I think I might maybe make another one.
They're addicting.
You better,
because you know what it is these little containers I keep my tiny beads in. I ran out of room in them, and I need to put all my little cube beads in them. So that's a lot of what I picked out today is because I wanted to use my cube beads.
I am so close to being able to model this bracelet.
I'm so excited for you. Maybe I should get a clasp out and actually do that.
Let's do this.
do I need to get what kind of clasp?
Let's finish it. We're already.
You want a clasp, and then we
already
can both
over.
model. Yeah. Then, especially for people who will watch the replay later, they'll get to see the finished product.
Okay, let me pick up the clasp before I close this loop.
Okay. All right. Well, I can still model where we're at. We're almost there. Mine is just a purple dream. I'm so happy. Oh, wow. So much drama.
See, I don't like lobsters for bracelets.
Ooh, it's so pretty. You could just make a little hook, Sam.
Oh, that's true.
If you have one pre-made, that will get us done faster.
We'll just do a lobster for now.
Yeah, that's fine.
With a jump ring, and then we can take it off.
Nicole, Sam requested to do the loop, but I did just hand it to him without saying anything. But he had told me that was his favorite part.
No, it was our intuition. We were talking to each other through our minds.
Yes, telepathy. Are we twins?
No, I hope not.
Twins removed by 3 years. Okay, where's our? Okay, cool.
So actually, I am going to finish the loops and then just use jump rings so that we can easily change the clasp.
I actually think I'm going to put a toggle on this one too. I think that would be nice. Where's mine?
For sure.
Certain toggles I find don't work great as bracelets, just depending on the design of the toggle. They sometimes can
Well, this is a very just basic toggle that I have. These copper toggles. I like to have a few copper items on hand. But I did add a little bit of an extender chain, and I love this chain, actually. I got this from you forever ago. I doubt you even remember it. I'm pretty sure it was from you. This?
That? No way.
It was not from you?
I've never seen that before.
I
remember almost
thought it was from you.
Rachel.
Wow.
That's a lie. That is a blatant lie.
If you show me something, I can usually say if you got it from me.
Okay. That is true. But off the top of your head, if I was because I've been before,
you'd have to show it to him.
Yeah.
You have another one? No.
It'll still work.
I love
no.
chain that is made of jump rings. That's I love it. It's I don't have to get extra jump rings out. I already have it.
You mean, it means if the chain isn't soldered, then it kind of feels like jump rings.
Well, kind of, but there's a difference between not soldered and chain that is made by rings that are very strong. Because I feel like some of the not soldered chains, the rings are not as strong, but some of them, they have nice, strong rings. Ow. I should have used the second pair of pliers. All right. Let's see. Perfect.
All right.
Maybe, except I can't do it. I struggled earlier.
It's reveal time. Not like we have already revealed everything. Yeah, I need help.
Lobsters are horrible.
Especially when there's no extender. All right, time to model.
I should take off my Fitbit so I can model, but
it's oh my gosh.
Wait, it's perfect
it's
fit.
Literally the perfect size for my
Let me see.
Oh my gosh.
Gorgeous. Lori, it's a facade. I'm not disorganized.
There's just just the perfect little amount of give. Wow.
I love this whole section here going into the bracelet. It's really quite elegant looking.
Okay, I'll do a slow turn.
Oh my god.
Just let the shine happen.
Beautiful.
I think
well, I can't totally flip my arm around.
Keep going.
Over
there.
I didn't quite think that one through.
We'll go the other direction.
But I could. Yeah, there's the other end. Oh, there it is. Oh. Okay, Rachel's turn. Can you let her?
Says, Rachel did not fasten it because she has trouble with clasps.
All right, Rachel, show yours off again.
All right, 1 second. Let me actually try to do this.
Yeah, I know you don't have a helper with you right now.
She's a cat.
I could what? He'll take it and run away.
Susan, that's a good idea to use a magnetic clasp would definitely.
Yeah, I have trust issues, and I just
don't need to.
I just don't. I believe that people believe in magnetic clasps, but I don't believe in them.
You don't believe in Earth and the magnets of the Earth?
I just don't believe that it's strong enough for how much I wave my arm around. Like, okay, here we go.
Okay, wait, no.
Oh, reveal time. Here we go.
The twist. Oh my gosh.
See, Rachel's wrist goes all the way around.
Yeah, you are way more flexible is what I'm learning.
I'm more flexible than a lot of people. The extender change may be too long. I may shorten that actually.
Oh, it's that garnet. You always pick such a good contrasting color, Rachel.
Oh,
Thank you. But I'm glad that you guys picked like the same colors, but one is way lighter.
Yeah.
Because I think that gives it like such a fun. Like I like that there's variety in what we're able to show. Because I have like both of mine are two very different colors.
Whoa. Well, this is a new phenomenon. I think everyone needs to make like 10 of these. Because look at those two next to each other are so pretty, and I want to see like a whole collection. I grabbed a bracelet that has a magnetic clasp. And I've worn this. This is from Nile, and this must be. I'll have to ask more what kind of clasp it is, but like the tiara clasp, magnetic clasps are really strong. The only downside is that because he's using metal components here, they're magnetic. They have to be also magnetic. So maybe use it not near magnetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's very strong. This is not going anywhere.
And Michelle, it's funny that she's here. Michelle Spawn actually has told me that she has like a bracelet helper thing that helps her do lobster clasps. And I bet a legitimate one of those would work, but I've only ever tried to bracelet helper by holding a pair of pliers in my hand. So that doesn't work. In case you were wondering, it doesn't work.
Michelle says make one bracelet from each bead box.
Oh my gosh.
You totally could. The last couple of boxes haven't had as many tiny beads in it.
It's true.
That's my problem. He's always like, here are the small beads.
Sweetie. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here with us, everyone.
Thanks, Rachel.
I'm so excited to
crash the party. This was so fun.
Sam was like, "Is it okay if Rachel comes on?" And I'm like, "That's even a question?" Of course.
No, that was not your response, though.
Oh, I said no. I hate that name stealer. And then I said, "JK." Marauder wanted to say bye too.
Oh, hi, beautiful boy.
Actually, he's like, "Where's my dinner?" But it's past dinner time for him. But everyone have a great weekend. Thank you so much for being here.
Tag us when you post.
Yes, tag me. I have trouble seeing it if you don't tag me.
Yeah.
So please.
But she knows you made it.
Please do.
Add it to Gem Chat.
Yeah, so go to Gem Chat, share what you make. Shower will approve it as long as you're not using October Beadbox beads quite yet.
Yeah, otherwise you can still post it, but she'll just wait to really post it.
Oh yeah, that's true. If If you make with the October Bead Box, you should still post it, and then Shower will approve it come next week.
Yeah, so it'll get on Facebook once it's time, so you don't have to worry about timing.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Alrighty. that is our longest class we've ever done, and somehow folks are still here. So I love
Guys,
that.
thank you for being here.
Was willing to stick around.
This was so fun, guys. Thank you for having me. You all are the best.
Bye.
Thanks for joining and for their willingness to join.
This was so great.
Oh, let's sign off and everyone have a beautiful weekend.